Hey YouTube, my name is Gawd, and you're watching Gawd Cafe. Today's video is on Venus in the 11th house, okay? So if your Venus is in the 11th house, this video is for you. If you have Venus in Aquarius, this video could also be for you, okay? So Venus is the planet of love, desires, beauty, okay? It also rules money. Beauty, money, that's Venus, okay? Wealth at its core, that's abundance, and abundance and wealth is what Venus embodies. Beauty, abundance, wealth, right? But beauty is the what's it called? The aftermath of what's it called? Embodying that, Sorry, I hear a little noise going on over there. Anyway, so the 11th house is the house of Aquarius, ruled by the planet of Uranus. Okay, so when you have Venus, which is water, well, no, Venus is not just water. I'm sorry, I take that back. It feels watery, but Venus is actually earth and air as well. So when you put Venus here, it does pretty well here. In my opinion, Venus does amazing in the 11th house, being that it is also an air ruler. So the intellectual aspects within Venus are, those desires are met here, okay? So, and the 11th house is the house of, the humanitarian, the people, the world, the collective, right? So it's everyone outside of you. It's the rest of the world. So that's the 11th house. And when you have Venus here, you love everything worldly outside of yourself. You're a big humanitarian. You're probably going to be the individual that donates and has a lot of charities, okay? Your driving force is the people. So you are bound to be rich or have wealth because of your dedication, whether you see that now or not. A little fly, sorry. That bugged me. That shit don't touch me. And so because you guys are such humanitarians, your perspective on life constantly is somewhere else. It's always having in the back, like, because that's what you desire, is what you love. So in the back of your head, everything has to, you have to run it through the 11th house. You have to run it through, is it good for the people if I do this? Like, you're that individual. Great for a politician, a public figure. If you have Venus in this house, you're meant to be a public figure, okay? So own it. Let yourself dive into it. A motivational speaker. Do not second guess this any further. You probably have, because you care about what the people want from you. And because you do, it's an indication that you have what it takes to be consistent, uphold being that public figure. Whereas someone else may be attracted to what it looks like afterwards, but not be, maybe not have their brain wrapped around it that frequently. Okay? And so Venus here, its brain is wrapped around the, being a humanitarian and doing things for the people and loving the people and looking out for the people and considering the people. Okay, so this is that placement. This placement is very considerate of the world and everyone around it. This placement also understands individuality on a different level, okay? So this placement truly doesn't judge and sees the joy in all humans' expressions, even if it's not the most enjoyable human. This placement will enjoy that it's having an experience more so whether it's good or bad, I think, because it's looking at things a lot more optimistically here, okay? So it's looking at like, like, she's weird, but there's something interesting about her. Like, that's displacement, okay? Like, displacement is great as great teacher, great parent. Oh, this is a popular parent, though. If you're a parent with displacement, you are a popular parent. Everyone in the school knows you. And probably addresses your kid as your name's son, like or your name's daughter, right? So that kind of gives that in this placement. It doesn't always apply to everyone, but don't be shocked as to where does that come from in your chart, because it's from the 11th house if you have Venus here. Or, if you have Venus here, that's literally what would happen here. Some things to take away here. You may want to watch out for maybe over pleasing the people, because if you, at the end of the day, are not satisfied with where you're at spiritually, emotionally, no one's going to be attracted to be around your energy. So you have to really cultivate healing your energy to a point that is just so magnetic that people just have to be around you, whether you guys are talking or not. It's just your energy just feels so, I just want to sit right by you and do nothing, because it would just feel better to have you there than to not, so it's kind of like that. Okay, so it's like, those like relationships that you have that you can like be on FaceTime, you guys are not talking, and maybe forgot that you guys are on FaceTime for maybe a few minutes. Like, you guys are talking, but real quick, you're so comfortable with each other, you like almost forgot you was on FaceTime, for a quick second. And a lot of times those friendships or relationships last a long time because there is not this overbearing like request from the other party, from the opposite party. You guys are just chilling and loving on each other, right? So you're chilling in that energy, and it feels great when you can chill in that, and there's not a constant tug on each other's energy. So in the 11th house and Venus here, you can be so used to being tugged on, you might normalize it when it shouldn't be normalized, because if you don't ensure that you feel full of love on yourself, or that you've made time for yourself, or to feel like it's okay to not always say yes and be there for people, if you don't do those things, then you'll feel depleted from joy, and it will catch up. You'll feel burnt out eventually and not realize it, because because your focus is here, it may remain a little unconscious, because you may not want to like look at that being a problem, because you love the people that much. So you can love the people as much as you want. I love that. We need more people like you, but just make sure it's not at the expense of loving yourself less. Okay, sometimes it could feel like people's love will make you love yourself more, because in a weird way their validation makes you validate yourself. However, that's not a sustainable sense of self, and a way to constantly be, validated. Because if you're not self-validating, people's validation, the validation outside of you, it will cripple you when it's not available, and you'll be heightened when it is. And so there's a lack of consistency here in your energy, and therefore your activity. So it's very important to take note of that and make sure that you're, holding yourself accountable, being aware of what your needs are, and checking in with yourself. You probably won't even care to check in with yourself, or hear people really out when they're trying to check in with you, because your concern is elsewhere. You're last in your book sometimes, So that's something to really pay attention to, because this is a beautiful placement. You guys make great teachers, great role models, public figures. Anything that has to do with change and the people. Okay, so this is like presidency placement. Okay, so if you one day want to run for being the president, this can actually occur if you have this placement. And this is not the placement only, but this is like the energy is kind of giving. Okay, it's kind of giving like, okay, because the people is here, and you care about it, and you're constantly like driven by this. Like, no one's forcing you to be driven about this. Like, some people will feel like this is tedious and overwhelming to be concerned about these matters, but for you it's very like, it's your knack. So you have to utilize what you're so excited about to cultivate the life you want, like to use that energy force of what's nothing to you, like what's easy, because that's where it's at. Okay, so, and I do feel like perhaps you guys question if this is for you or not, and if you don't, go for it, keep going for it. But if you have questioned it up to this point, I want you to finally let go and realize, bitch is in my chart. You better get on with it. Ooh, sorry guys, had to let it out. But yeah, that's pretty much for Venus in the 11th house. If you guys have any questions or comments, please let me know in the bottom. Please comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Gawd, and you're watching Gawd Cafe. Until next time.